Let me guess, your mates have gel blasters, but you want something that's slightly bit better than theirs? Well, guess what, guys? I got you covered. Why? Because I'm doing a beginner's guide of the best blasters for 2021. So why don't you stay tuned and I'll show you what we've got cracking. So let's get started. Now, the very first thing obviously is I'm gonna assume you want a blaster that's gonna be powerful and fast. I totally get that. Now, the blasters I'm gonna show you, these are beginner blaster guys, but they are awesome straight out of the box. Okay, so you won't be disadvantaged by playing with your mates if you're getting it straight out of the box. I tell you that right now. And the other cool thing is that majority of these blasters I'm gonna show you as well are highly customizable. So you can customize them once you start familiarizing yourself with these blasters, okay? So the very first one I want to talk to you about is two blasters by a brand called SEMA. Now, SEMA is a very well-known brand, but obviously to you, that means nothing. The reason why I want to talk to you about SEMA is because one, if you're introducing yourself to the sport, now no sport in general, you're going to be able to enter under $100. But here at Tactical Edge Hobbies, we got you covered. These two blasters that I'm going to show you are just that, under $100, and they perform amazing, okay? The first one is this AK-47 right here. Now this is a pretty awesome AK. Now the FPS, which is feet per second, is how we judge the power, is roughly averaging over 260 plus, which is great, especially for beginners, guys. This is a great blaster for you. The majority high performing blasters out there are doing about 300 plus, okay? So this is definitely still in the mid-range. It's not something for you to laugh at. And for the price tag, it is absolutely awesome. Now this is definitely a nylon variant. You've got a single shot and full auto function as well, which is directed right here, and a safety, which is awesome as well, okay? The magazine for this, the capacity for the gels that you can hold into this magazine, you're roughly looking about a good 120 rounds, which is great, okay? And I mean, guys, this is an AK. As we know, AKs are absolutely awesome. They look awesome. And I mean, this SEMA definitely feels like, it feels nice and sturdy. I mean, there are some blasters out there that are made out of plastic. Feels a bit cheaply made, but when it comes to SEMA, they definitely know how to bring the quality. So I would suggest for you to have a look at this. But let me show you the next SEMA blaster, and I think this one you might like as well. Okay, so the next one we're going to be talking about is another SEMA, like I stated. It's this one right here. This is the SEMA M4 CQB. Now, yes, it's an M4, which is awesome. Now, the cool thing about these M4s, it comes in two color variants. It comes with, obviously, as you can see, black, and we got a full tan one as well. But obviously, you guys are beginners. So you're wanting to know how do actually these blasters work. So let me quickly just run down the basics of what you need to know. Now, straight up, this is the buttstock right here. Now, it's adjustable for obviously your arm span. But if you want to activate the actual battery, if you can see this little thing right here, okay, this is obviously the adjuster. If you pull the adjuster downwards, that actually is going to slip off the buttstock right there. In here is where the battery goes, okay? So normally it's like a 7.4 volt mini Tamiya battery that will be connected. However, this one is a JST connector right here. You're probably thinking, what are you talking about, battery? Just remember those connection, guys. It's either a mini Tamiya, JST, or sometimes there's even DIN connectors, okay? But majority of the blasters, you will be getting either if you get a little black connector, like you can see right here, that is a JST. If you get a yellow one, that is a mini Tamiya. Just keep that in mind, okay? Now this blaster here is customizable as well, which is awesome. You'll be able to not only add your attachments onto the front end here, your Picatinny rail, so you'll be able to have your foregrip, your flashlight. Now, the other cool thing is that this blaster has a single shot and full auto function as well, which is right here. This is your fire selector. And your mag release, guys, is on this side right here. So this is the magazine where the gels go. You pop it in, and then to detach it, you press that mag release and it detaches, okay? Now with the magazine, guys, all magazines can be different, but there's always a hatch, okay? You never ever fill the gels in that main hole because that's where the exit point is. You always look for the little hatch. Now, in this particular blaster, the hatch is right here. So all you gotta do is lift up. Now, I have no nails, so this might take a bit. There you go. And that opens up. This sort of design here, you gotta be very careful because the wires are right underneath there where the terminals are. And what the terminals are, guys, is these two little metal points right here, and that's where the connection of the magazine and the blaster go, and that's how the blaster powers the magazine to feed the gel balls up, okay? Just be aware of that. So you gotta be careful when you're opening up this style of magazine, so that way you're not splitting those cables. Fill up the gels, pop it, off you go. Now, another little quick tip I wanted to give you is don't ever leave your magazines filled with gels, okay? Always dispel your gels when you're done playing, okay? So open up the little hatch, give it a good shake out. Now, majority of the times, there's always going to be a little button right there. I don't know if you can see it, especially when it comes to the M4 mags, there'll be like a little side button there. And then what you do is you hold that button down, tip it down, and all the gels that have been primed will be dispensed, and then you'll free your gels. The reason why is because you leave gels inside, it's gonna clump up inside and it's just gonna damage the internals of the magazine. And of course you don't want that. But like I said, for under $100, this blaster cannot be beat. I mean, we've also got another SEMA blaster, which is a do-it-yourself blaster. Pretty much it will teach you how to build the externals. You don't need to worry about the internals. It's just the externals together and off you go. That SEMA blaster is awesome. And it is an M4, a slightly bigger M4 than this because it's not a CQB. And for those of you that don't know what CQB means, it means close quarter combat. So anytime you want something that's played indoors, like a CQB indoor arena, you want a CQB blaster, okay? Reason why is because when you're taking corners, because it's so nice and short, you're not gonna bang the long barrel into a corner. You keep it nice and tight, and it's easy to be maneuverable. That's what's awesome with these blasters. But let me show you another blaster that you might like. All right, so not only is SEMA a great brand, but we've got another exclusive brand here at Tactical Edge that is only exclusive to us, and that's Classic Army. Classic Army is definitely a well-known brand in the airsoft world, and now we're partnering up with them to create amazing quality gel blasters, like this right here. This is the Classic Army KM10. Now guys, this is a little bit more expensive than the SEMAs that I've showed you. However, this is definitely something that you probably would prefer because one, straight out of the box, you're looking at about close to 300 plus FPS, okay, straight out of the box. So if you're playing with your friends and they've got customized blasters, you're playing on their level already, straight out of the box, which is amazing, okay? This is still highly customizable. The actual construction of this is not nylon, it's polymer. So you're getting a harder material for your blaster and it feels so much sturdier. You still get your Picatinny rails that you'll be able to add your attachments. Now, as you can see, this right here has a two type of rail system at the front. You'll need to purchase, okay? They don't come with it. You've got a key mod slash M-lock front guard, okay? And you're probably going, what? Well, let me explain it to you, okay? I don't know if you can see right there, but the middle section looks like a key slot, okay? That will be for your key mod Picatinny rail. So you got to specifically ask the vendor or the retailer that you're looking for a key mod Picatinny rail. But okay, and that's the same for the bottom. If you want something like a candid sight, you're looking for an M-lock. So if you can sort of see how there's like long strips, that could be like for your M-lock rail as well, or your some of your canted sights, which is your angled iron sights, do come in M-lock styles as well. So you'll be able to pick them up and you'll be able to, you know, aim in a diagonal sort of way. That's cool too. But just get to know the difference between M-lock and M-lock and key mod, because trust me, a lot of these M4 styles have just that, okay? And it's easy for you to know the difference, so that way you know exactly what Picatinny rail will be suited for your blaster. But of course, if you forget, that's okay. I've got friendly staff here at Tactical Edge Hobbies. They'll be able to help you out with that anyway. So we got you covered. But the KM10, guys, shoots so straight. It is just amazing. It's got your full auto and single shot option. And of course, it's got the safety, which is what you want. Straight away, it's a 7.4 volt battery. Now, remember how I told you earlier on in regards to the difference between the connectors of batteries? Well, this battery here, see that yellow? That there is what I was talking about. That's the mini Tamiya, okay? Which is different to your JST connection. The JST connection is sort of like, I don't know, I reckon it comes to like with older battles, but older blasters, sorry I should say, but still, absolutely awesome. I love this blaster, it's absolutely cool. KM10 is definitely something that you should consider when it comes to the beginner blaster. Okay, so next up, I'm going to be talking about this blaster right here. This is the Classic Army HK416D. Now, you want to talk about awesome blasters, this blaster here is absolutely mint. You do have some nice weight to it, guaranteed, okay? And once again, you got that nice wide front guard, just like any other typical HK416, where you'll be able to attach your sights and your handguard if you want to, or your foregrip, I should say. Like any other blaster as well, guys, this has a full auto and single shot function, where the battery will be located at the back. Now, the FPS on this is definitely doing around about 300 plus. So this is definitely a blaster you should consider, especially if you're going to be wanting to play indoors, outdoors. This is an all-rounder, okay? So this is definitely something that I would highly suggest. And you should see how awesome they look like when you start really pimping them up with, you know, sights and stuff. They look so good. So the HK416, Classic Army, only available here at Tactical Edge Hobbies, guys. Now, there are obviously other retailers that do have a HK variant, HK416D variant, but it won't be this. Now, the internals, when it comes to Classic Army, the internals itself is absolutely top notch, okay? They do take pride in obviously giving the customer an amazing product that won't break down as often as some of the other blasters may. So definitely keep in mind when it comes to the Classic Army stuff, guys. Now, let me show you another blaster that is not even a rifle. This one is a cool one. So you've got obviously rifles that are powered by batteries, but we also do have gas pistols. That is right. Now, this in particular, guys, is the WE Glock, okay? Now, this Glock is powered by a green gas, which I'll show you right now is this right here, okay? So this is our green gas by WE. I definitely highly recommend it. It is cheap as chips. Not only that, it will have a special additive ingredient in there to lubricate the actual magazine themselves. Now, if you want to know more about CO2 pistols, I've got plenty of videos on our Tactical Edge Hobbies YouTube page, so go check them out. But this would be an awesome starter up one for your side, your sidearm, okay? Or even just to muck around with. Now, if you're seeing people walking behind me, guys, don't fret. Obviously, we are a store and we are open today, so don't mind the staff members. But this will hold roughly about 10 or 12 rounds in them, and all it is literally pop, pull back, and then shoot, okay? Now, the FPS on this is awesome as well. 280 plus, 280 plus. Some of these are, the majority of them, we say 280 plus just to be safe, but I guarantee you, you're looking around about 300 FPS on these bad boys. That's why WE is amazing. It feels great, it looks great, it performs great. If you want a blaster and you're a beginner, you want something a bit more simpler and a little bit smaller, think about the WE Glocks, guys. They're definitely something that you should consider. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. I've enjoyed recording this. Thank you so much for, I guess, watching until the end. Now, you'll be able to follow us on all our social media platforms. That's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well, guys. And trust me, do that because I do a lot of exclusive content on each platform as well. Anyway, I'm Gilly, guys, and as I always say, you stay fresh, you stay blasting, and I'll see you at the next one.